Welcome to the Northwest Sports Fanatics YouTube channel. I am your host, Orion. I got a great show for you here today between the Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Sunday, everyone. On the left, one of our aces, our top dog at the moment, it is Logan Gilbert. And on the right, Texas's very own Brandon Nimmo. And now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at second base, Cole Clutch Young. Batting second, playing center field, it's J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, playing DH, the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Orosarena. Batting fifth, playing first base, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting sixth, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting seventh, playing right field, Luke Raley. Batting eighth, playing third base, J.P. Crawford. And batting ninth, playing shortstop in the 9-hole, it's the phenom, Colt Emerson. And on the mound for the Mariners with an 8-6 record, our top dog, our ace, ERA of 3.38, Logan Gilbert. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Texas Rangers. Leading off for the Rangers at DH, Jock Peterson. Batting second, playing left field, Wyatt Langford. Batting third, playing shortstop for Texas, Ezekiel Duran. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder, Brandon Nimmo. Batting fifth, playing first base, Jake Berger. Batting sixth, playing center field, Evan Carter. Batting seventh, playing second base, Nicky Lopez. Batting eighth, playing third base, Josh Smith. And batting ninth, catching today for the Rangers, Elias Diaz. And on the mound for the Rangers with a 7-6 record, ERA of 3.76, it is Jacob deGrom. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 50th anniversary for the Seattle Mariners. 40-plus years on the radio for this legend and icon who's retiring after this season. So every stream, we will dedicate it to the one and the only Rick Riz. We love you. We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. All day in the building. What's good? Mike in the building. Logan in the building. Libra in the building. Tony in the building. Callie in the building. Let's go. 2.5 games back from first place. First time that we've slid in the standings to third. You knew it was going to be a battle between the Rangers, the Astros, and the Mariners. And again, you know, this road trip is one of the hardest of the year. You know, we already had to go through the Marlins Rays experience with no Julio Rodriguez, and we only won one game, you know, in that particular set between those two teams. And now another tough situation. Even though we did get JP back, we should be getting Brandon Donovan back during the Dodgers series. But again, you know, pitching, obviously hasn't been up to our standard. Neither has the hitting. Bullpen has, blew some games as of late as well with Bizzardo. So again, it's always one thing or another. We just got to try to put it together where we can have a decent starting pitching, 5, 6, 7 innings, a decent bullpen experience, and then hopefully 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And obviously we know that has been a battle. A lot of the games recently, we've been sitting more at 0 to 3. And then every once in a blue moon, we'll get 5 runs and beyond. But we need to be able to try to get to that number here today. This is definitely a must-win game, and we got another early morning game tomorrow. And we just got to be able to keep pace with the Rangers as well as the Astros. And, we know it's going to come down to the wire. And realistically, in the AL West, the worst division in baseball, we got to find a way to, be in first or second place with the Red Sox, surging, as of late. The wild card race is starting to kind of heat up. And again, we still got quite a few games before we get, into the playoff picture, but again, you got to be able to take advantage of every single game, especially against divisional opponents. And with Logan Gilbert on the mound, our number one, we got to win. He's got to pitch 6, 7 innings, hopefully somewhere in that 7 to 10K range, and hopefully gives up 2 runs or less. And if he's able to do that, and we actually have somewhat of a solid bullpen outing out of maybe Gabe Spire and, a few others. I'm not really sure if we're going to see Gabe or Jose Ferrer. I assume that we will, since we've already seen Bizzardo recently. And hopefully they play well, and we'll see how it goes. And then Davila ended up getting sent down to AAA for Hoppy, but I'm not really sure if that's a smart move. Hoppy was worse than Rucker or Davila. So we'll see how that ends up playing out with that change being made earlier this morning. And we're just about ready to get started here on first pitch. All right, Jacob deGrom on the mound, and I still don't like what Dan Wilson is doing with Cole Young leading off. He hasn't done well in the leadoff position. Usually have a good spot for him. In my opinion, it's 3 through 9. But again, Dan doesn't really know what he's doing as a manager. At least we have Julio Rodriguez in center field today, and JP is back, and that's great. But hopefully Cole will find a way to get something going. But it just feels like Dan Wilson has no pulse, with this team. He doesn't understand, statistics and analytics and understanding, who needs to be in what position and when and why. And again, we know Cole Young is one of the best players on the team, but he hasn't really done very well as the leadoff hitter. And if JP is back, why is JP not leading off? And again, another issue with Dan Wilson, and we'll hope that Cole can overachieve today as our leadoff hitter here this early afternoon. First pitch to Cole Young, right down the middle, fouled off behind the plate. Four-seam fastball there by deGrom, 98 miles an hour, 0-1 count. deGrom on the mound, Cole Clutch Young in the box. 0-1 pitch, hard hit ball, deep right field, and caught, and that is 1 away. Next up in the 2-hole, playing center field today. I like seeing that. It's J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. And on deck in the 3-hole, DHing today, the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. Yeah, I 100% agree. He manages people like spreadsheets, not like people. And he has no awareness, based on how people are playing as of late. If people are struggling, you need to be able to make adjustments. You just can't, sit around and do the same thing over and over. And then it does feel like when he does make an adjustment, it's the wrong adjustment. 0-1 pitch, little blooper there by Julio, and caught. And that is 2 up and 2 down. Next up in the 3-hole, DHing the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. On deck is Randy Orosarena. Absolutely, I 100% agree. We got to have patience, and that's why it's so important to have JP leading off. I know Cole's a great player. He's my favorite player on the team besides Julio, but having him lead off, more times than not, he typically goes 0 for 4 or 0 for 5 leading off. But if you put him in the 3 and the 9 hole, somewhere in that range, preferably 3, he's going to get the most out of his at-bat experience. 0-1 pitch, popped up into deep center field, and that is 3 up and 3 down. Next up for the Mariners, on the mound, 8-6 record, ERA of 3.38. At this point of the season, he is our number 1, Logan Gilbert. And, starting off the season 0 for 2, we all remember what happened in that season opener against the Guardians. He did not look good, but he's really turned his season around, and now we're going to have to rally behind him, and hopefully we can get the other pitchers to follow suit. We know, Wu can't pitch on the road. He's had some big struggles this season, even at home as well. Obviously, Bryce Miller has kind of come back to earth. He's not the same dominant pitcher as we had about month and a half ago. He's starting to take more L's, and the ERA is starting to climb a little bit. George Kirby did look good in his last start, so we have that going for us. And then we just got to hope Emerson Hancock and Luis Castillo play above their potential. Leading off for the Rangers at DH, Jock Peterson. Batting second, left fielder Wyatt Langford. And batting third, shortstop Ezekiel Duran. Right ends up, let's go M's. 25 subs to go to 24,500. And we gained a sub moments ago. Appreciate you. $24 subs to go to 24,500. Now let's see where we're at on the likes as we approach the bottom of the first inning. All right, we're at 21 likes, 79 to 100. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. And we're going to need a solid outing out of Logan Gilbert, who has been good recently. But again, pitching on the road is completely different than pitching at home, as we all know. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 Mariners and Rangers. And first pitch into Jock Peterson and a base knock into center field. He's going for 2. Throw him out, Julio. And throw was a little wild there. A little wide right. No chance there for Colt Emerson, and Jock Peterson with a double to start it off. Next up in the 2-hole, left fielder Wyatt Langford. On deck is Ezekiel Duran, and hopefully we can prevent them from scoring here in the first inning. Settle down, Logan. You already gave up a double. First pitch from Gilbert to Langford. Paints the corner beautifully. Low and at the knees, 0-1 count. Slider 87 miles an hour there by Logan Gilbert. 0-1 pitch. Popped up and out of play. Ahead of the count here early. No balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Langford. Runner at second there by Jock Peterson, getting a double in the first at bat. And Jock has kind of gone up and down, obviously, with his hot streaks this season, but started to warm up a little bit yesterday with 3 hits on Brian Wu. 0-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Langford. Sweeper, 84 miles an hour, missing, low and away. Blue Jay in the building. What's good? 1-2 pitch. Pulls it into left field. And another base knock there with runners now at first and third with no outs. Obviously, Rangers are very confident against the Seattle Mariner team as of late. And we just got to be able to stop the bleeding as soon as possible. Next up in the 3-hole, shortstop Ezekiel Duran. On deck is Brandon Nimmo. We desperately need a double play. Strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. And first pitch, hard hit ball. In center field, Julio. Runner tags up, Jock Peterson from third, and 1-0 Texas. Sac fly there by Ezekiel Duran. Jock scoring from third, 1-0 Rangers. Hopefully that'll be the only run that they score here in the first, but Logan looking a little shaky here early on. But you could say that for pretty much every pitcher so far that we have put out on the field versus the Rangers. You know, we saw obviously what Bryce Miller did. Wu was much worse, and hopefully Logan is not going to pitch like that. Next up is Brandon Nimmo. First pitch to Nimmo, popped up and out of play. Four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Jake Berger on deck. And if they're going to end up getting hits and RBIs and home runs, we just got to be able to match. You know, and again, we've had a hard time being able to get over that 3-run hump lately. 0-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Changeup missing there by Gilbert. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Nimmo. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Four-seam fastball almost hitting Nimmo there in the leg. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first with 1 out. Bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Rangers. Two 2-1 pitch. Pitches inside with a slider, low and at the knees. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first and 1 out. It would be beautiful if we can get a slow dribbler up the middle for a double play for Emerson or Young to make the play, but we will see. Come on, Logan. Throw to first, and runner is safe. And it really does show you the impact of Brandon Donovan not being in the starting lineup, you know, setting the tone early and often, you know, as the leadoff hitter. And JP has done a pretty good job, you know, filling in, but obviously since he's come back from the injury, Dan has no awareness, you know, to be able to put him back as the leadoff hitter and then slide Cole Young to the 3-hole, but hopefully he'll learn. Big swing and a miss, low and away with that slider, 86 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. 3-2 pitch. Popped up behind the plate and out of play. Four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour there by Gilbert. Count still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner at first with 1 out. Gilbert on the mound, Brandon Nimmo in the box. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. 3-2 pitch. And a little blooper up the middle. Give me that double play. No time for it. Throw to first. And that is 2 away. No play there for Colt Emerson to make the double play, but at least we get the out at first. Runner at second now with 2 outs. Next up is Jake Berger. Come on, Logan. First pitch to Berger is high and inside. Four-seam fastball missing, 1-0 count. Bottom of the first inning, runner at second with 2 outs, 1-0, Rangers lead. One-0 pitch, low and at the knees. Slider missing there by Gilbert. 2 balls and no strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Texas. Hawks in the building, what's good? Two-0 pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike from Gilbert to Berger. Appreciate that. Morning, Hawks. You know, and obviously when you go on the road with no Julio against the Marlins and the Rays, that didn't really, suit us well going into the All-Star break, and then now having to play the Rangers and the Dodgers back-to-back on the road. That's not ideal either. But once we do come back home, I do believe things will turn around, and we just got to try to do our best in a tough situation here against the Rangers and the Dodgers. Big swing and a miss, low and away with that four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. 1-0 Rangers. 2-2 pitch as it goes into the dirt and off the chest protector there of Cal Raleigh. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Gilbert to Berger. Come on, Logan. Got to find a way for that Soto mojo to kick in at some point. And Logan steps off the mound. You know, especially with Brendan Donovan coming back to the team, that's going to give us that emotional lift, especially if he can get his bat going like it was at the beginning of the year. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. There we go. Good job there by Logan Gilbert. And again, obviously you want to come out clean against the other team in the first inning, but the Rangers have been playing some decent ball as of late, and obviously they've had our number as of late recently as well. So just got to be able to limit the damage, put a little Band-Aid on, and then hopefully the offense can match sooner than later. Now let's see who's up next here as we go to the top of the second inning here for the Seattle Mariners. Right hands up, let's go out. Next up for the Mariners in the 4-hole, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting second in the 5-hole, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. And batting third in the 6-hole, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Trident's up, let's go M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Shout out to all of our new subs. Gained another one just moments ago. Appreciate you. 23 now to go to 24,300 or 24,500, excuse me. Shout out to all of our new subs, all of our regulars, our female audience, and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. So looking for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see where we're at on our likes here early as we transition to the top of the second inning. We're at 36, 64 more to go to 100. We got to throw out the Mariner Moose early. Normally we do it in a position when we're down late in a game, but based on how we've been playing lately, we're going to need all the help that we can get. Jacob deGrom on the mound. Randy Arozarena in the box. Come on, Randy. First pitch with the four-seam fastball in there for a strike from deGrom to Arozarena, 0-1 count. 98 miles an hour, low and away. 0-1 pitch. Low and away. Good take there with that slider going off the plate. 91 miles an hour by deGrom. 1 ball and 1 strike from DeGrom to Arosarena. And just having the patience in the box could help tremendously, to be able to get the pitch count up on DeGrom and to be able to get a good pitch on pitch 4, 5, and 6. And then also have a better chance of being able to get walked. And hopefully we'll be able to drop a bunt down or two at some point. Small ball always is king. Pitches inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arosarena. 2-1 pitch. Foul back behind the plate. 4-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour, low and away. Count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Rangers. DeGrom on the mound, Arosarena in the box. 2-2 pitch. Good take there by Randy. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from DeGrom to Arosarena. And again, if these hitters would understand, by just being patient in the box, getting on with a walk is as good as a single. There's no real need to be hacking at the first 2 pitches and then popping up or grounding out. It's just kind of a wasted at bat. Now, obviously, if certain individuals are hot, then you can kind of let that go. But we don't really necessarily have any hot, quote unquote, hitters as of late. Everyone's been kind of streaky. 3-2 pitch. And Randy pops that one back to the Globe Life Field sign behind the plate. Count still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from DeGrom to Arosarena. Good at bat here for Randy. About to take pitch number 8. And I would hope that a lot of our, starting 1 through 9 can get to this point at least once a game. 3-2 pitch. And Randy pops it up into right field, out of play. Slider 90 miles an hour there. High and inside. Count still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Randy Arosarena. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. 3-2 pitch. Randy with a slow dribbler towards third. Let's see if he hustles. And decent hustle there from Randy. Batting hat flies off his head, so he's at least somewhat tried. And that is 1 up and 1 down. Next up in the 5-hole, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. On deck is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. First pitch to Naylor, taking a strike, high and away, a 1 count. Let's go, Nails. We need some patient at-bats, but we need some good quality swings today. 0-1 pitch, low and away, slider missing off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike from Jacob DeGrom to Josh Naylor. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Texas. 1-1 pitch from DeGrom, and a hard hit ball up the middle. There we go. And a nice single up the middle by Josh Naylor. There we go. Good job. And again, there's been some games where we haven't got our first hit until the 6th, 7th inning. So anytime you can get a hit early within the first couple, we'll take it. Nice job by Josh with a single up the middle. And now let's see if Cal can do the same or potentially get a single, double, home run, or a walk. On deck is right fielder today, Luke Raley. And if, they're going to throw a jab, we got to throw a jab back. Just like we did in the Bryce Miller matchup. Unfortunately, we came up a little short at the end with Bizzardo kind of blowing the game when we had a 3-3 tie. I think if we would have had better pitching in the bullpen there, I think we could have won that game. But again, that one kind of slipped through our fingers. And then we just got beat up yesterday with Wu on the mound. First pitch takes a strike looking high and away with a curveball, 0-1 count. Oh-1 pitch from DeGrom. High and inside towards the head of Cal Raleigh. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at first with 1 out. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Rangers. Shark Week starts today on Discovery Channel later tonight, which is exciting, as well as The Walking Dead, Dead City, starting off a new season later this afternoon as well. Live on the app as we speak. Definitely we're looking forward to watching those. And then AEW got a little PPV, PLE action later this afternoon as well. So lots to watch later this evening. 1-1 pitch takes a strike looking low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. Top of the second. 1-0 Rangers. 1-2 pitch. High and away. Four-seam fastball missing there by DeGrom. Nice take there by Cal. 2 balls, 2 strikes with a runner at first. Josh Naylor with 1 out. Come on, Cal. Oh, that's a funny show. I've actually watched all of that as well, and I'm looking forward to that too. I did not realize that was going to be on next week, so thanks for the heads up. Definitely one of those shows that you can binge and laugh at, and it's got a good cast for sure. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from DeGrom to Raleigh. Also, if you've ever worked in that business or you know someone that's worked in that business, then it makes it a little bit funnier as well because you understand all of those things that are going on in that particular world. If you've worked at like a Les Schwab or something of that nature. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Cal Raleigh. It was a good at-bat, but just couldn't find the swing and the timing there, and that's kind of been an issue for Cal this season, and that is 2 away. Let's see if Luke Raley can get us a single, double, or a home run. A nuke from Luke would be absolutely fantastic. And we are the most home run-dependent team in baseball, and that is not necessarily a good thing. And then on deck is J.P. Crawford, who actually had 2 hits in his first game back. And I just don't really understand why JP's not leading off. You know, really the only 2 players that should be leading off for this team is Brandon Donovan when he's healthy and then JP Crawford. First pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away there to Luke Raley, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, popped up and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes from DeGrom to Raley. August 15th. Okay. Couple weeks. It's creeping up. Yeah, and obviously if you've worked in that business, you've had some good memories and probably some bad, but you can definitely relate to some of the things that are going on in that show. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Raley. Nice punch out there by DeGrom. We leave a runner stranded at first, Josh Naylor, but at least we got a hit early on, and then hopefully that'll carry over to something good in the 3rd or the 4th. We got to stay as positive as possible with the way things have been going with this team as of late. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 2nd inning and see who's up next here for the Rangers. Next up for the Rangers, center fielder in the 6 hole, Evan Carter. Batting 2nd in the 7 hole, second baseman, Nicky Lopez. And batting 3rd in the 8 hole, third baseman, Josh Smith. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 23 subs to go to 24,500. Let's see where we're at on the likes. How close we are to 100 as we approach the bottom of the 2nd inning in this early afternoon broadcast. And we're at 46. About halfway there. 54 to 100. How long did you work for Toyota? All day? Is that something that you worked like a year or 2, or is it something that you worked for like a long period of time? Daniel in the building. What's good? Happy Sunday. Logan Gilbert on the mound. Evan Carter approaching the box. 50th anniversary for the Seattle Mariners. 40-plus years on the radio for this legend and icon. He will be retiring after this season, so we dedicate every stream to the one and the only Rick Riz. We love you. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, first pitch, a little slow dribbler there to Carter. And I believe that is foul. And I don't really know about the Davila for Hoppy, swap and whatnot. And, it would be nice if we can get Kate Anderson and Ryan Sloan, on this team. Obviously seeing how much we are struggling in the bullpen, even those guys, are young and they're raw. I truly believe that those two guys would be better than most of the guys that we have in the pen right now. I mean, nobody's reliable right now, and again, they've been playing well, and I know it's a jump, to go from the farm to the big leagues, but, Sloan and Kate Anderson are two of the top, prospects in the farm overall, not just on the Mariners, but in general. So, but again, they're definitely playing it slow with those two players. First pitch is fouled off. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Evan Carter. 0-2 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Rangers. Splitter missing high and away. 83 miles an hour there by Gilbert. 1-2 pitch from Gilbert. Big swing and a miss. Low and at the knees there by Carter. I like that. And that is 1 away. Nice punch out there by Logan Gilbert. Next up is Nicky Lopez. First pitch, big swing and a miss. Low and at the knees with that cutter. 91 miles an hour there by Gilbert. Good pitch. 0-1 count. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of really good managers that are out there, though. And they definitely would let Dan go before they let Dipoto go. But I would like to see both go. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Lopez. Pitch is high and away with that changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Lopez. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss right down the middle. Slider, 86 miles an hour. Nasty pitch there by Gilbert. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the second. 1-0 Texas. Let's go, Logan. We have to win with him on the mound today. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. Splitter missing. 82 miles an hour. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Lopez. 2-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour there by Gilbert. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the second. With a 1-0 deficit here early. And hopefully we'll be able to respond and tie the game up or take the lead sooner than later. Time is called by Cal. Now Cal try to get on the same page with Logan Gilbert, and that's probably something that should have been done a little bit earlier with Cal and Wu, as well as Cal and Bryce Miller. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Justin in the building. What's good? Two-two pitch. Low and at the knees. 4-seam fastball missing there by Gilbert. Hopefully he can channel in his inner Walter. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the second. Gilbert on the mound. Lopez in the box. 3-2 pitch, hard to hit ball to third. JP is there. Throw to first. Good throw. Even though I don't really like the sidearm approach throws by anybody. But nice job there by JP, and that is 2 away. Sean getting us started like he typically does from one dog father to another. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. at 20 on the Dono train, 80 to go. We need all of that Soto mojo. And hopefully the pups are doing good, as well as your cat there at the house. First pitch takes a strike, looking right down the middle to Josh Smith. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off towards first base and out of play. Slider 85 miles an hour there by Gilbert. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 2 outs. Gilbert on the mound, Josh Smith in the box. And I appreciate the generosity. Every dollar counts to be able to help continue to do this stream full time, as well as taking care of Paisley, which is not a cheap thing. 0-2 pitch, little dribbler up the middle. Young is there. Throw to first, and that is out number 3. Good defense there by the Mariners in that inning, and good to see Logan settle down and not give up another run or 2 in the second. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners, and hopefully we can get on the board or take the lead. Nice job there by Cole Young. Go to the top of the 3rd inning and see who's up next here for the Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in the 8 hole, I have no idea why he's not leading off. 3rd baseman J.P. Crawford. In his first game back, he ended up getting 2 hits. So it definitely, shows you being a patient hitter pays off. And I just wish it would rub off on the other players. It feels like Dom and Cole Young have picked it up, but as far as everyone else, not so much. Batting second in the 9 hole, shortstop Colt Emerson, who's actually started to play a little bit better within the last couple games. Let's see if Colt can get something going. And then batting third, 0 for 1, second baseman at the top of the order, Cole Clutch Young. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Shout out to our new subs, our female audience, all of our regulars, and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. 23 subs to go to 24,500. We're at 20 on the Dono train because of Sean's generosity. We thank you. It means a lot. Appreciate you. And we are at 56 on the Dono train. Or excuse me, 56 on the likes, 20 on the Dono train, and 44 more to get to 100. Yeah, Paisley's my number 1 priority in life, so definitely got to make sure, I do everything I can to give her the best life possible. And again, I'm very proud of all the things I've been able to accomplish, on this channel. But being her dad, that's my, number 1 thing I'm proud of. And again, obviously the 2 most important things to me, obviously this channel and Paisley, obviously number 1. First pitch fouled off there by JP, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. And you don't typically see J.P. Crawford in 0-2 counts often. O2 pitch from DeGrom, high and away. Good take there by J.P. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 3rd, 1-0 Texas. Angry in the building. What's good? Rebecca in the building. What's good? Got to be the best dog father to my dog daughter that I can be. 1-2 pitch, high and away. Another good take by JP. And he might be the only player, that could end up drawing a walk from an 0-2 count or even getting a base hit after an 0-2 count. A lot of guys just strike out, pop up, ground out, but it shows you if you do have that patience in the box, it gets the pitch count up. It also gives you a better chance to get walked or hit by a pitch if you don't get hurt. And then also it gives you an opportunity to get a perfect pitch that you can hit, later in the pitch count. Count now is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes from DeGrom to JP after starting off in an 0-2 count. 3-2 pitch, and looks like he pops up here to the catcher. And that is 1 away. Diaz with the catch there. Right there in the catcher position. Hopefully JP will be able to give us a little bit of pop later in the game. Next up in the 9-hole, shortstop the phenom Colt Emerson, and on deck, Cole Clutch Young. Let's go. We'll see if we can get something from our two young guns. And first pitch, Emerson, line drive, and caught. Just a little bit unlucky there. Nicky Lopez, right place and right time. And again, if Lopez was a little bit more to the left, that easily would have been a single. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. On deck is Julio Rodriguez. Come on, Cole. First pitch from DeGrom to Cole Young is a strike, 0-1 count. And then time is called here by Young. And I love Julio and Young being two-way players, showing a lot of effort on offense and defense. Yeah, anybody that's got a dog or a cat that is more than just a pet, it's family. I mean, it's, it really is. No matter how good or bad the Mariners do, you can always have them to give you that comfort and that love no matter what. And that is something that is, you can't put a price on that. Big swing and a miss there by Cole. Change up 90 miles an hour there by DeGrom. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the third with Cole Young in the box. 0-2 pitch. Low and into the dirt. Good take there by Young. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the third. 1-0 Rangers. And again, we're going to get Brandon Donovan back hopefully during the Dodger series, and hopefully he doesn't have any more injuries the rest of the year, because that could really be our saving grace, having him as our leadoff hitter, starting third baseman. But also, we need to make sure that we still make room for JP, even if that means him DHing, over Dom or Luke Raley once in a while for that patient at bat. If you're going to stick with Cole Young at second and Emerson at short, we still need to make sure that JP is involved. 1-2 pitch and a hard hit ball to deep center field. And dropped. Let's go. Let's go. Run, Cole, go. Triple, 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 triple. Yes, let's go. And that ball is dropped in the outfield, and Cole Clutch Young getting a big triple. And that's good awareness from the sophomore, by not just being satisfied with the double. You're going to go for the triple. And Evan Carter had a glove on it, but it ended up just outside of the glove, and great awareness by Young with a triple. And again, triples are not common in baseball, let alone for the Mariners. Great job. Now let's see if Julio can get a single, double, or a home run to get us back in this game. Great job there by Cole. Great awareness. First pitch to Julio, popped up into right field, out of play. And we don't necessarily need Julio to hit a home run. Obviously, that's best case scenario, but just get a single to drive in the run to make it 1-1, And again, hopefully we'll be able to bunt, once or twice before this game is over. And, we need to get back to the fundamentals and the basics. And we need to make sure Julio can get as hot as possible in this last stretch. We have a lot of guys that have kind of underwhelmed, not just Cal Raleigh, but others. I feel like, Naylor and a few of the other guys, I think we expected a little bit more this season. But again, momentum goes both ways. When things are going good and when things are going bad, it definitely reflects on the whole team. 0-1 pitch to Julio. Drop, drop, drop. Please. Drop. Yes. Oh, did he catch it? Yes, and he dropped it. Langford goes in, and Julio gets lucky. And again, a bloop single into left, very close to catching that ball, but Young being able to score, and just like that, we're tied at 1. Let's go. That's exactly what we needed. And a hell of an effort, by Wyatt Langford. I'm not going to discredit that, but, with the way that things have gone for us lately, we need anything and everything to go our way. Great job. Next up is Dominic Canzone. First pitch, big swing and a miss with that slider. 0-1 count. I mean, we got to be able to get excited, even over the little things, based on, how it's gone lately. But when we can end up getting runs with RBIs and home runs, got to make sure that we show that excitement. Great job by Julio. Great job by Cole Young. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Dom, because if Cole just settles for a double, and then he ends up, getting that single Julio, then we have runners at first and third for Dom, and there's no guarantee that Dom would get a single, a double, or a home run. So, good awareness by Cole to make that a triple, and a great job with a little bit of luck for Julio with that hit to Wyatt Langford in left, and we're tied at 1. Let's go. Trident's up. 0-2 pitch from DeGrom, and Dom pops up. And Langford is there, and that is out number 3. And with my 2 favorite players on the team, they both produce. What do you know? Cole Clutch Young getting a triple, and Julio Rodriguez coming up in the clutch, getting that nice RBI single, and now the game is tied 1-1, and we actually feel that we can compete and we can win this game. Good job. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 3rd inning and see who's up next here for the Rangers. Next up in the 9-hole, catcher Elias Diaz. Batting second, 1-for-1 with a run, DHing Jock Peterson, who's been heating up as of late versus the Mariners. And batting third, 1-for-1, left fielder Wyatt Langford. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, 23 subs to go to 24,500. We're at 20 on the Dono train because of Sean. He's our MVP. 80 to go. And we're at 65 likes, 35 more to get to 100. And we're actually really lucky that both of those balls ended up being dropped, by Carter and Langford. I mean, easily it could be 1-0 Rangers still, but sometimes, you got to hope the sports gods go in your favor. And thankfully, we were able to take advantage of those 2 plays. Andrew Jones, Carlos Beltran, and Jeff Kent. Congratulations to those new Hall of Famers. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. First pitch from Gilbert to Diaz. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Right now, we're in 3rd place in the AL West, so it's going to be a battle between the Rangers and Astros and Mariners, and maybe only 2 teams out of 3 make it. But obviously with the Red Sox surge as of late, they have entered the mix. As far as the wild card party. So we'll see how it goes. 1-1 pitch, little dribbler towards third base and foul with the slider, 86 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the 3rd, 1-1 Rangers and Mariners. I mean, not everyone, everyone's got a different style and a different method and whatnot. So, I mean, you're never going to make everyone happy, as baseball fans with the announcers, as well as, the play-by-play or color guys that they have, or girls for that matter. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Diaz, a nice punch out there by Gilbert, and that is 1 away. Next up, leadoff hitter, 1-for-1 with a run, who had 3 hits yesterday, Jock Peterson. On deck is Wyatt Langford. 1-1 Mariners and Rangers. First pitch to Jock Peterson, popped up in the left. Randy is there, and that is 2 away. And, we're due for a couple easy innings to help Logan out. And, I'm hoping that we'll get a few double plays before the game is over as well. But, we're going to need all the help that we can get. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Next up for Logan Gilbert, we saw Julio Rodriguez make a play on this particular player that tried to catch that ball, Wyatt Langford. First pitch, and Langford pops up, and an easy inning here for the Mariners. And Young makes it out number 3. Good job there by Seattle. After getting the momentum, after getting that big triple off Evan Carter, Cole Young, and then that little bloop single by Julio on Wyatt Langford, you couldn't have asked for an easier, quick inning for Logan Gilbert. Great job by the Mariners. Good job there by Cole Young to get out number 3. All right, it's the end of the 3rd inning. We're going to go to the top of the 4th, and now it's time for us to take the lead and hopefully not look back. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting second in the 5-hole, first baseman 1 for 1, Josh Naylor. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to our female audience, all our new subs, all of our regulars, everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. 23 more subs to go to 24,500. We're making some good ground there. We're at 20 on the dono train because of Sean. He's our MVP here early on. 80 to go. And let's see how close we are to 100 likes. We should be getting a little bit closer. We're at 68 and 32 more to go, and we'll be at 100. Rebecca in the building, and another Rebecca in the building. How are you? Really looking forward to Shark Week. I always, watch Shark Week and Shark Fest, every July. Obviously, Shark Fest is on typically Nat Geo and whatnot, and you can get it on streaming apps and whatnot as well. And they had a few good programs earlier in the month, but definitely itching for the 20 new shows that they're going to be doing this week. And obviously, if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, obviously Dead City debuts obviously later tonight. If you have cable, if you have the AMC Plus app, it's already live right now, and looking forward to those. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, takes a strike looking with that slider, low and away, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away from DeGrom. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner. No runners on board with no outs. Top of the 4th, 1-1 Mariners and Rangers as that curveball misses. 1-1 pitch, slider low and away. 91 miles an hour there by DeGrom. 2 balls and 1 strike from DeGrom to Arozarena. It would be awesome if we could see DeGrom have a meltdown at some point between the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning. That way you can take advantage of him and then hopefully a bullpen pitcher as well. 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. And Randy Arozarena is challenging. And good challenge there. Call is overturned. Now it's a 3-ball, 1 strike count rather than 2 balls and 2 strikes. And let's see if Randy can take advantage of a 3-1 count. 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Three-2 pitch. Popped up into right. Fading foul. And just not enough time there for the Rangers to make that play. Count still is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Jacob deGrom, 7-6 record, ERA of 3.76. And Randy Arozarena, our most consistent hitter from the beginning of the season until now. Three-two pitch. And Randy pops up in the right and out of play. Count still remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on and no outs. Top of the 4th inning. 1-1 Mariners and Rangers. Three-two pitch. And Randy with a little blooper towards third. Throw to first. And that is 1 away as the first baseman falls down but gets his foot on the bag just as Randy gets to first there, Jake Berger. Next up in the 5-hole, first baseman is Josh Naylor, who's already 1 for 1 today. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2. On deck is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Nails. Oh, 1 pitch, line drive right in front of the pitcher. Go, go, go. And a nice single up the middle. And Josh Naylor going 2 for 2. I like this version of Nails that we've seen as of late. Let's go. You know, anytime you get a line drive that goes, you know, past the pitcher's face or the pitcher's body, you just got to hope that that second baseman or shortstop doesn't get to it in time. And almost got a glove on it, but thankfully he didn't. Jacob deGrom, and that's another hit for Josh Naylor. Now let's see if Cal can bring him home. Let's go, Cal. First pitch in there for a strike with the slider to Cal Raleigh, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, Cal, a little blooper in the right, and it drops. Let's go. Run, Josh, run. Yes, there we go. And Cal Raleigh with a single to right. Here we go. Nice job there by Josh Naylor with a single up the middle, and then Cal Raleigh getting himself, you know, acclimated, obviously, in the box and getting a nice base knock into right. Good job. We know how Cal has struggled this year, and we just got to take anything we can get from him. Now, next up, right fielder Luke Raley. Now, if we can get a nuke from Luke, you know, we could, probably, feel pretty good about our chances at this point moving forward. But even a single by Luke, you know, to be able to get an RBI would be great. Even though Naylor is at second, it would have to be a decently hit ball. Top of the 4th inning, runners at first and second with 1 out. We're tied at 1. Cole Young got a triple. Julio ended up getting a single to tie the game up after we were down 1-0. So they hit us with a jab, and we hit them with a jab back. But now we have to try to throw a haymaker here if we can get one. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. We got runners at first and second. Naylor at second, Cal at first, both with back-to-back singles. And hopefully we will take advantage of that. 0-2 pitch from deGrom to Luke Raley. Pitch is high and inside. Good take there by Luke by not just wildly swinging and, you know, being out on 3 pitches. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. Top of the 4th, 1-1 Mariners and Rangers. We need that Uncle Mo, that Uncle momentum. And deGrom steps off the mound. And we don't even need necessarily deGrom to have a full meltdown, but just a mini meltdown. One-two pitch, big swing and a miss there from Luke Raley. And again, Luke Raley and Dominic Canzone have been very streaky this year. Down goes Luke, and that is 2 away. All right, next up in the 8-hole, third baseman J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. He had 2 hits yesterday, most patient hitter on the team. And let's see if J.P. can end up forcing a walk or getting a single or double or an unexpected home run. First pitch is low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Slider 90 miles an hour there by Jacob deGrom. Come on, J.P. On deck is Colt Emerson. Come on, JP. 1-0 pitch from deGrom. High and away. Great patience by JP Crawford. 2 balls, no strikes from deGrom to Crawford. And that 4-seam fastball was high and away, 96 miles an hour. Two-0 pitch from deGrom. Taking a strike on the corner, low and away. And JP is one of those rare players that would, not swing in the first 3 pitches. And again, most of our hitters are overly aggressive, and it's just kind of refreshing to be able to see someone actually work the count. It's a big part of baseball. 2-1 pitch. High and away. Doesn't even swing in the first 4 pitches. And now he's got himself a 3-1 count. I hope the other batters in the box are paying attention. 3 balls, 1 strike with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Top of the 4th. We're tied at 1. Come on, Crawford. 3-1 pitch. And that's the one that you want to swing at, but he can't get a hold of it. Big swing and a miss there, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from deGrom to Crawford. Take the walk if it's there, JP. Three-two pitch from deGrom. And unfortunately, J.P. Crawford strikes out. That's rare. And we leave 2 stranded, unfortunately. But at least the game is tied. We're not down 1-0. So we got to be positive. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning and see who's up next year for the Rangers. Missed opportunity by the Mariners there, but hopefully we don't have too many of those. Next up for the Rangers, 0 for 0 with an RBI, shortstop in the 3-hole, Ezekiel Duran. Batting second, 0 for 1, right fielder in the 4-hole, Brandon Nimmo. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, first baseman, Jake Berger. Right hand sub, let's go M's. 23 subs to go, do 24,500. We're at 20 on the dono train because of Sean. Appreciate you. 80 to go. And we're at 73 likes. We're almost there. 27 to go. Try dance up. Let's go M's. All right, so far so good for Logan Gilbert. Gave up a run in the first, and he's been clean since, and let's hopefully that will continue. Players from Stetson University, deGrom, Kluber, and Logan Gilbert. All right, so we're in the bottom of the 4th inning with the game tied at 1. Gilbert pitching well. Much better than what we saw out of Bryce Miller and Brian Wu. But Logan at the moment is our number 1, so this is kind of what we expect. You know, we need to have our number 1 guy pitch like a number 1 guy. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. Four-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, little dribbler up the middle. Young is there, throw to first, and that is one away. Good defense there by Cole Clutch Young, as reliable as they come. Nice job, Cole. Next up for Logan Gilbert will be Brendan Nimmo. On deck is Jake Berger. First pitch is low and away to Brandon Nimmo, 1-0 count. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1-1 Mariners and Rangers. Duran hit a sac fly to center, scoring Jock Peterson in the first, 1-0 Texas. And then Julio Rodriguez got a bloop single into left that Langford dropped after Cole Young got a triple, and we ended up tying this game up 1-1. We got 5 hits to their 2, so obviously we played a little bit better as far as the hitting at the moment, but far from over. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Gilbert to Nimmo. Try ends up. Let's go M's. 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Nimmo. Two balls and 1 strike from Gilbert to Nimmo. That slider was 87 miles an hour, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the fourth, we're tied at 1. 2-1 pitch, low and at the knees. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike from Gilbert to Nimmo. Let's go, Logan. 3-1 pitch from Gilbert. Paints the corner and got him. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Nimmo, as Nimmo was already running to first that he anticipated that being a ball and a walk. We'll take it. Three-two pitch, line drive towards first and out of play. Count still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 1 out. Gilbert on the mound, Nimmo in the box. Three-two pitch. Popped up into left field, fading out of play. Three-two pitch. And a little dribbler off Logan Gilbert. And a flip to first is not in time after Logan gets a ball deflected off his body. I hope he's okay. Logan's still trying to make the play there, but I hope he's all right. Nimmo safe at first, and this line drive comes right back at him. And just try to scoop it on the run to Naylor, but just couldn't do it. Good effort there, after getting hit in the foot, and still trying to make the play and finding the baseball, but just couldn't make a soft enough throw to get to Naylor in time. And hopefully Logan is okay. Seems like he is. The last thing that we need is Logan to exit the game. We've already had our fair share of injuries and some this year. Probably the most banged up Seattle Mariner team has ever been in their history. Now they're going to give him a couple warm-up pitches. Hell of an effort by Logan. But then Naylor tried to get out of the way so he didn't get run over, by that runner coming to first base. And Logan is good to go, it looks like, thankfully. Next up is Jake Berger. First pitch into Berger, big swing and a miss, four-seam fastball right down the middle. 0-1 count. 97 miles an hour there by Logan Gilbert. Good job. Oh, 1 pitch from Gilbert. Low and away. Curveball missing there by Gilbert. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at first and 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 Mariners and Rangers. This is definitely a must-win game after being now 2.5 games back in the division. 1-1 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Gilbert to Berger. And Logan steps off the mound. Nimmo at first, next to Josh Naylor there. 2-1 pitch. Low and away. Slider missing there by Gilbert. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first. Nimmo with 1 out. Bottom of the 4th with a 1-1 tie. Duran with a sac fly to center in the first inning, scoring Jock Peterson at third. And then Rodriguez with a bloop single, scoring Cole Young at third. And that's where we're at the moment. 3-1 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. Beautiful slider, 88 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Berger. Three-two pitch, low and away, and Berger with a walk. TJ in the building, what's good? Next up, in the 6th hole, center fielder Evan Carter on deck in the 7 hole, second baseman Nicky Lopez. $24 more to get to 100. We're almost there. First pitch to Carter is low and at the knees. 1-0 count. Could really use a double play here. A little slow dribbler right up the middle to Colt Emerson. Toe tap on the bag. Throw to Naylor. Get out of this inning. 1-0 pitch. And a little blooper that ends up going into right field. Runner is coming home. And safe. Rangers take a 2-1 lead. Nimmo with some good base running there. And now we got runners at first and third with 1 out, and we can't let them score anymore. Now, giving up this 1 run, that should be it. Next up is Nicky Lopez with runners at first and third with 1 out, and we desperately need a double play now since we're down a run. And now we're having another mound visit here by Cal, trying to get Logan on the same page. Now we got Cal, Woodworth, and the whole team trying to get on the same page here. All right, Gilbert on the mound next up with runners at first and third with one out. Rangers taking a 2-1 lead. Second baseman Nicky Lopez. On deck is Josh Smith. Come on, Ems. We got to limit the damage. We definitely got to get more bats to come alive. First pitch from Gilbert to Lopez. Pops it behind the plate to the Globe Life Field sign. And out of play, 0-1 count. Slider 88 miles an hour there by Gilbert. One pitch and a little dribbler up the middle and foul. Thankfully that was foul, otherwise that runner from third would have scored. No balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and third with one out. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-1 Texas. Come on, Logan, finish strong. We need to be able to keep ourselves in this game, especially with the bats not being particularly hot lately, and hopefully we'll be able to get a home run or 2 before this game is over as well. We desperately need one. Oh, 2 pitch and a little dribbler up the middle. Runner scores. 3-1 Texas. Yikes. Berger scores from third. Game's starting to slip away a little bit here. First pitch into Josh Smith. 0-1 count. One pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Smith. Come on, Logan. Can't let them score. Already down 3-1 at this point. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. Count now is 2 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 1 out. Bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Rangers. And Logan steps off. Come on, Gilbert. 2-1 pitch. And popped him up. Julio with the grab, and that is 2 away. Nice job there by Julio. Next up is Elias Diaz. First pitch to Diaz is in there for a strike. 0-1 count. One pitch. Gets another strike, low and away. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-1 Rangers. O2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Splitter missing. 81 miles an hour there by Logan Gilbert. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Diaz. One-two pitch, a little slow dribbler there. Throw to first, and that is finally out number 3. Good job there by J.P. Crawford. All right, let's go to the top of the 5th inning and see who's up next here for the Mariners, and we got some work to do to make up for those runs that were just scored. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 in the 9-hole, shortstop Colt Emerson. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run, second baseman Cole Clutch Young. And batting third, 1 for 2 with an RBI, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up, let's go Ems. All right, let's go, Colt. We need you. 23 subs to go to 24,500. Be getting a little bit closer to the likes here momentarily. We're at 20 on the Dono train, 80 to go because of Sean. We appreciate you. First pitch takes a strike, looking right down the middle with the 4-seam fastball. 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Come on, Colt. Top of the 5th inning, 3-1 Rangers, and hopefully we'll be able to get at least a run back in the 5th or the 6th. 0-1 pitch from DeGrom, and Emerson pops up. It's in foul territory here at third, and that is 1 away. Next up, leadoff hitter today, second baseman Cole Clutch Young, who had a triple earlier today. And on deck in the 2-hole, center fielder Julio Rodriguez, who had that bloop single that ended up scoring him from third base. First pitch into Young is a ball, 1-0 count. Top of the 5th inning, 3-1 Texas. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. One pitch from DeGrom, high and away. 4-seam fastball missing there by Jacob DeGrom. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. Come on, Cole. Two 1 pitch. Low and away. Good take here. Nice patient at bat by Cole Young. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike from DeGrom to Young. Three 1 pitch. And there for a strike. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from DeGrom to Young. Come on, Cole. Three 2 pitch. And Young with a pop-up behind the plate and foul. Out of play. Count still now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 5th. 3-1 Texas. Got to chip away. 3-2 pitch. And a hard hit ball in deep left field fading out of play. Count still is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 5th. With DeGrom on the mound, Cole Young in the box. Three-two pitch to Young. And Young pops up and out of play again. Good patient long at bat here for Cole. Three-two pitch. And Young fouls that one off again. That was pitch number 9 in this at-bat. Four seam, and then finally hitting Young with a slider for the last 5 pitches. Three-two pitch from DeGrom. And Young with a hard hit ball into left. And did he catch it? Wow. And Wyatt Langford catches that one on the run. And that would have been a double for Cole. And that is 2 away. Great catch out there in left field by Wyatt Langford after missing the Julio play early in the 3rd inning. And next up is center fielder Julio Rodriguez. On deck is Dominic Canzone. First pitch, big swing and a miss there by J-Rod, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch to Julio, popped up into right field, fading out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod, we need you. Oh, 2 pitch. And Julio just getting a piece. Change up 89 miles an hour, getting flipped back behind the plate. Count still remains no balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 2 outs. Top of the 5th, 3-1 Texas. Come on, Julio. Oh, 2 pitch, high and inside. Count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. DeGrom on the mound. Julio Rodriguez in the box. Let's go, J-Rod. We need you, Julio. 1-2 pitch from DeGrom. Low and away. Count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes from DeGrom to Rodriguez. Two pitch. And Julio pops it up into right field, fading out of play. Slider 91 miles an hour, low and away. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 2 outs. Jacob deGrom on the mound. Julio Rodriguez in the box. Come on, Julio. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from deGrom to Julio. And what is deGrom's pitch count? He's got to be getting close to 90. He's at 85. And long pitch counts to Randy twice and Cole Young have gotten that pitch count where we need it. So that way we don't see deGrom in the 7th or 8th inning. 3-2 pitch. And Julio pops it up. Berger is there at first in foul territory, and that is out number 3. Now Gilbert is still on the mound. He's only at 68 pitches. All right, next up for Logan Gilbert as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Next up, 1 for 2 with a run, DHing Jock Peterson. Batting second, 1 for 2 in the 2-hole left fielder Wyatt Langford. And batting third, 0 for 1 with an RBI shortstop Ezekiel Duran. We're at 20 on the Dono train, 80 to go. And we're at 87 likes. We're almost there. 13 to 100. And we're 23 subs away from 24,500. Get a quick refill of water here. First pitch into Jock Peterson with the changeup, 84 miles an hour, right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, popped up and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0. No, 3-1 Rangers. Just got to find a way to be able to get deGrom out of this game, and hopefully we can take advantage of somebody in their bullpen. 0-2 pitch. Pop towards first base and foul, out of play. Splitter 82 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Rangers up 3-1. Yeah, I try to mix in a few, others and whatnot. Some of them are a little bit, kind of slower paced and whatnot, but we're always looking for the next new beat from Brooks. 1-2 pitch here from Gilbert to Peterson. And that gets popped behind the plate and foul with a splitter, 83 miles an hour. One ball and two strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the fifth. Gilbert on the mound, Jock Peterson in the box. One-two pitch, a little dribbler there. Young is there. Throw to Naylor, and that is one away. Good defense there by the M's. Great job there by Cole Young. Next up in the 2-hole, left fielder Wyatt Langford. On deck in the 3-hole, shortstop Ezekiel Duran. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Got to have that blind faith that something good will happen eventually. First pitch, pop behind the plate and foul. 0-1 count. But it definitely has been a rough stretch. There's no doubt about that, But being overly negative isn't going to make it better. Just got to be able to do our best on this really tough road trip. 4 games in Texas, 3 in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. We can't go 0-7. We have to be able to find a way to win games. And then once we come back home, we need to get back to business. And then obviously getting Brandon Donovan back in that Dodger series hopefully will give us a lift. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Langford. One pitch, popped up and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Langford. Gilbert on the mound, Langford in the box. 1-2 pitch. Little check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Gilbert to Langford. Yeah, I'll start sprinkling in some of the ones that I haven't played in quite a while. 2-2 pitch, popped up. Emerson is there in shallow left in front of Randy, and that is 2 away. Good job there by Colt Emerson as Langford flies out to him in shallow left, and that is 2 away. Next up in the 3-hole, shortstop Ezekiel Duran. On deck is Brandon Nimmo. First pitch to Duran, popped up into shallow right. Canzone is there, Luke Raley is there, and that is out number 3. All right, end of the 5th inning, 3-1 Rangers, and DeGrom is at 86 pitches, so he's almost done, and we just got to take advantage of the bullpen as soon as possible. Next up in the 3-hole, 0 for 2, DHing Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 0 for 2, left fielder in the 4-hole, Randy Orosarena. And batting third, having a good day today, first baseman, 2 for 2, Josh Naylor. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Gentle in the building. What's good? 92 likes, 8 more to 100. We're at 20 on the Dono train, 80 to go. 23 more subs to get to 24,500, excuse me. And we're almost there. We need just a few more people to hit that like button and we'll be at 100. And obviously that'll be good for the metrics. It'll help people find the Rangers, the Mariners, or just an MLB stream to be able to watch and hang out with. We're at 91, 9 more likes, and we'll be at 100. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And sometimes that's just how it goes, where you don't get a whole lot on the starter, and then you got to hope that, he'll have a mini meltdown right before he exits DeGrom, and then we can take advantage of that for like a run, and then get a run or two on the bullpen and find a way to come back and win this game 4-3. Next up for Jacob DeGrom is the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. First pitch. And that one ends up sliding through after that first pitch strike looking. Great job there by Dominic Canzone. There we go. Nice single there by Dom. There we go. Let's see if this will start a rally so we can end up getting a run or possibly two and tying it up. Next up is Randy Arozarena. On deck is Nails Josh Naylor, who's 2 for 2 today. First pitch from DeGrom to Randy. Fouls that one off, out of play in right field. Sinker at 95 miles an hour. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. And there we go. Another base knock by Randy Arozarena. Runners at first and second with no outs. Appreciate you, Rebecca. All right, so we got Dom with a single, we got Randy with a single, and now Josh Naylor is 2 for 2. Let's see if Josh can end up making it happen, but they may end up pulling DeGrom here. DeGrom is at 90 pitches now. All right, looks like DeGrom is exiting now. I wish they would have kept DeGrom in for one more batter, because if Naylor would have been able to face DeGrom, maybe the game is 3-3 or 4-3, but we'll never know. So DeGrom is now done after giving up back-to-back hits to Dom and Randy. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 4 Ks, 90 pitches, 66 strikes with a 3.67 ERA. And Ahlstrom is coming in. Robbie Ahlstrom. All right, so the lefty, Robbie Ahlstrom, is coming in. And hopefully we'll be able to rough him up here for a run or two to get us back into the game to give us a chance. I mean, we've already lost the first 2 games in the series. We have to win this game. All right, Mariner Moose, we need you. Top of the 6th inning, 3-1 Texas. And first pitch to Naylor, line drive, but caught, I believe, by Lopez. And Nicky Lopez saving the Rangers there, and that is one away. And Lopez has found himself in the right place in the right time more than once today. Thankfully, that wasn't a double play. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, who does have a hit today. Let's go, Cal. Obviously, best case scenario if Cal can get a hold of one and we go up 4-3. But even just getting a single or double would be great. And Cal is batting from the right side, which I like. I feel like he, is hitting and seeing the ball a little bit better from the right side than the left this season, at least as of late. First pitch, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. 0-1 pitch, high and inside. One ball and one strike from Robbie Ahlstrom to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. One pitch from Ahlstrom. Big swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball, high and inside. One ball and two strikes with runners at first and second and one out. Top of the sixth inning, 3-1 Texas. Come on, Seattle. Come on, big dumper. Come on, Cal. One-two pitch from Ahlstrom. And big swing and a miss. Down goes Cal. And that is 2 away. And next up would be right fielder Luke Raley, unless they have someone come in and pinch hit like Weston Wilson. And they are going to bring in Weston Wilson. Kind of figured they would do that. All right, come on, Weston. Weston has actually done pretty well for us in his limited at-bats. His defense has been pretty good. His offense has been better than expected. And maybe Weston Wilson, can give us, the big hit that we need. Obviously with Raley and Canzone, they're very streaky. And maybe Weston Wilson can be that unexpected hero. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube, and definitely starting to sprinkle in a few of the ones that we haven't played in quite some time, but we usually have about 20 to 30 available and whatnot. I usually have a rotation of about 10 or 12 that are kind of the regular ones, but we'll start to sprinkle in some of those other 10, 15 that usually only get played from time to time. It's good to be able to mix those into the rotation. First pitch is in there for a strike there by Ahlstrom. Change up 85 miles an hour right down the middle, 0-1 count. Right hand's up. Let's go, M's. 0-1 pitch. Takes another strike down the middle. No balls and two strikes with runners at first and second with 2 outs. Top of the sixth inning. Rangers up 3-1. Appreciate you, Rebecca. O2 pitch. High and away. Good take there by Weston Wilson by not swinging. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. And we haven't really had too many, chances. We have left 2 stranded earlier today, but again, it's been kind of slim pickings. But we do have 7 hits today, so it's not like we haven't been able to hit the ball today. We just need to take advantage with runners in scoring position. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and Weston Wilson strikes out. And that is another 2 runners left stranded, unfortunately. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 6th and see who's up next here for the Rangers. And after not listening to some of these on the stream for quite a while, I'll probably have to start rotating a lot of these ones in on the regular. All right, let's see who is up next here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 for 2 with a run. Right fielder in the 4-hole, Brandon Nimmo. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a run with a base on ball and a K, first baseman Jake Berger. And batting third, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a K, center fielder Evan Carter. And Logan is only at 80 pitches, so you assume that he'll go for this last 6th inning, and then he'll go get replaced, and hopefully whoever they bring in ends up doing a decent job, whether that be Gabe Spire or Jose Ferrer. I assume that it would be one of those two guys that would get the nod after Logan, but we will see. Knowing Dan Wilson, you never know. All right, 23 more subs do 24,500. We're at 20 on the dono train because of Sean. Appreciate you. 80 to go. And let's see how close we are to the likes. We should be at 100 by now. We're at 93. Can we get 7 people to hit the like button so we can hit 100? It'd be greatly appreciated. We got 155 in the room, so we have plenty of people to help us get to that goal. We only need 7 people. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. First pitch, and he gets Nimmo to pop up. Having an easy inning for the Mariner defense would be ideal. And Emerson catches that first out on Nimmo, and that is 1 up and 1 down. Good job there by Colt. Next up in the 5-hole, first baseman Jake Berger. On deck is Evan Carter. First pitch from Gilbert to Berger. In there for a strike, for 1 count. Jonah in the building. What's good? Yeah, I love them. I mean, there's a reason why I selected, these like 20 to 30 beats out of the 150 that he's made, because I feel that these would, be the best to flow with this type of stream and whatnot. So definitely got to start plugging those in more often. And that 0-1 pitch gets fouled out of play. And honestly, he's got a lot of other beats that are like spectacular, but it doesn't necessarily fit the theme necessarily for like a sports stream and whatnot, based on the vibes and the sound. But he definitely does a great job, and it's always good when you can support your friends that have dreams as well. Go-to pitch from Gilbert to Berger. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Berger. And, it's one of those things, with the Astros, finally, passing us. It's not like our starting pitching, our bullpen, or hitting have been good lately, so it's like, we need to be able to ramp those things up, and again, it's always one thing or another. Starting pitching may be good, but then the bullpen blows the game like Bizzardo did in game number 1. And then obviously starting pitching yesterday with Wu was terrible. And then obviously hitting, they didn't come to play. And then right now, we're stuck at 1. And again, that's kind of been the story for the last couple months, where we're usually at 0 to 3 runs instead of at 5 runs and above. And in baseball, you got to be able to get to 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits for the most part to compete. And if you can't get to that number often, chances are, you're not going to be winning a lot of games unless you're spectacular in one-run games, which the Mariners aren't really very good in one-run games this season, and we're not very good in one-run games or close games where we score 3 or less. In previous years, we might have been able to get away with scoring 3 runs or less and still winning some games, but not necessarily this year. The American League is down. 3-2 pitch, and Berger strikes out looking. That is 2 down. Next up is Evan Carter. Jonah in the building. What's good? Try to up all day, every day. Again, tough stretch, just like we had with the Marlins and the Rays with no Julio. We already knew how tough that was going to be. And Rangers for 4, and then the Dodgers for 3. It's like the worst possible opponent to play after this team. And schedule makers didn't really do us any favors in those matchups. But again, you just got to be able to be as positive as possible. And once we come back home, hopefully get the ship turned around, so to speak. 0-1 pitch, low and away. Big swing and a miss there by Carter. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Texas. But even when things look a little bleak, I'm glad I have Paisley by my side. Always makes my days a little bit brighter and better. And again, there's other things that are going to be going on, with The Walking Dead and Dead City and Shark Week, obviously debuting tonight. So there will be other things to be able to keep my mood as positive as possible. So. Pitch is low and at the knees with a changeup, 84 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Texas. 1-2 pitch and a wild pitch that gets away from Cal. Behind the backstop and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Gilbert to Carter. But since I started going down kind of this, rabbit hole of some of the beats that we haven't played in a while, it's refreshing to hear them, even though I listen to his beats pretty much every day. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Texas. Three-two pitch, high and away, and Gilbert with a walk to Evan Carter. Next step in the 7 hole, second baseman 1 for 2 with an RBI, Nicky Lopez, who's also robbed us of a couple base hits that could have turned into RBIs. And it looks like Logan is done. And Gabe Spire is coming in, so it looks like I was right. I figured it'd be him or Herrera coming in. All right, Logan's final line, 5.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 93 pitches, 60 strikes with 3.44 ERA. And then we just got to pray that Gabe is the good Gabe, not the bad, because sometimes Gabe can get an out and then he gives up a big home run or RBI. But in this case, he only needs to get 1 out. And then hopefully Dan is smart enough to have him come back out in the 7th and not just pitch to 1 batter. But knowing Dan, you never know. All right, Gabe Spire coming in with a runner at first with 2 outs. And we've left runners stranded at first and second twice. I mean, we got more hits than the Rangers right now, but again, when we're the most home run dependent team in baseball, it's not good. That's not a stat that you want to have, and again, it's like when we hit a homer, we typically win. When we don't hit a homer, we lose. I mean, it's kind of as simple as that. And usually when we hit one homer, it leads to two. And sometimes when we hit two homers, it leads to 3 and 4. And then we know we're winning, even if they end up being solo jacks. But, it's been pretty slim pickings, as far as the home runs lately. And obviously we know that the win-loss column has not been going in our favor lately with the lack of home runs. First pitch is low and away, 1-0 count. She's in the other room laying, on a mattress with some covers around her. So I just went checked on her, so she doesn't have the cone anymore. And those 3 vet visits in 3 months that cost me $1,100, that was insane, and I'm still hurting from it if I'm being honest. So, obviously, nice throw there at second, but he is safe. But anything that obviously is done, support-wise, obviously is greatly appreciated. But the cone is off, and she's doing pretty well. But it was a pretty rough stretch, from the yearly vet visit and getting her first ear infection. And then on top of that, having a hot spot on her tail and her, throwing up and having some other issues. But it seems like she's finally getting back to her regular self. And that means everything to me as a dog father to my dog daughter. 2-0 pitch to Lopez. Finally getting a strike in there by Gabe Spire. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nikki Lopez. Two 1 pitch, another strike into Lopez looking. Nice sinker there by Gabe Spire. 2 ball strikes with a runner at second with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Texas. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 2-2 pitch, popped up and out of play. Count still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Find a way to be able to take advantage of their bullpen before this game is over. And I'm really loving a lot of these beats that I haven't heard in a minute. Really talented individual. And it's really awesome when you can end up, supporting your friends' dreams instead of just focusing on your own. 2-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play in left field. There by Nikki Lopez. Gabe Spire on the mound. Nikki Lopez in the box. On deck is Josh Smith. Come on, Gabe. 2-2 pitch. And a hard hit ball in the left field out of play. Slider 84 miles an hour, low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at second with 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Spire on the mound, Lopez in the box. Two-two pitch, high and inside. Sinker, 94 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Come on, Gabe. Now we desperately need Brandon Donovan back as our leadoff hitter. Three-two pitch, big swing and a miss, and we finally get strike 3. But I think it really does show you how important it is to have a good leadoff hitter, and having our leadoff hitter injured pretty much the whole year has definitely hurt us, on top of the injuries that we've had to almost every player besides Cole Young and Colt Emerson, whether it be a couple days or a couple weeks, and again, also having 3 starters in our bullpen not available, that's killed us, time and time again. No Carlos Vargas, no Cooper Criswell, and especially no Matt Brash. Brash could have saved us numerous times when we needed him, but all 3 guys are out until August. All right, let's see if we can get a little bit of that Soto mojo and that Mariner magic against the Ranger bullpen before this one is over. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, third baseman in the 8-hole today, J.P. Crawford. And Dan has no idea how to manage this team. J.P. Crawford should be leading off instead of Cole Young. Young should be batting third, and Cal Raleigh should have never been in the 3 or the 4 or the 5 hole. Again, it just, doesn't have a pulse with this team, unfortunately, especially with batting order and making substitutions. Next up in the 9-hole, 0 for 2, shortstop Colt Emerson. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a triple. Second baseman, Cole Clutch Young. All right, it's up. Let's go M's. $23 subs to go to 24,500. We're at 20 on the Dono train because of Sean. 80 to go. We'll see if we can get a few other people to help out on that end. And we should be over 100 likes by now. We are at 103. Thank you so much. And also, we're not very good on the road. A lot of teams struggle on the road. And when you go on the road and you have a hard time getting to even 3 runs, and the pitching, sometimes goes sideways, whether it's the starter or the bullpen or both. And then also on top of that, sometimes the defense ends up, missing a few, easy plays. And, momentum goes both ways, when things are going good, when things are going bad. And then also when you end up having a good day hitting wise, we have 7 hits. They only have 5. But the difference, is we've left guys stranded twice at first and second and have not been able to cash in. Otherwise, we probably would be tied or only down a run. So a little bit of bad luck, on top of that as well. 1-1 pitch to Crawford. Out behind the plate and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Alexander to Crawford. Having JP miss 4 games obviously didn't help either. You got to be able to have that patient leadoff hitter, someone that can actually get on base with a walk or grind out a long at bat. And having Randy, lead off or others is just not ideal. But I still believe in this team, even though things are kind of going sideways and have all year. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Alexander to Crawford. 2-2 pitch. JP with a little blooper into left and out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Two pitch, and JP with a little blooper towards first. Run, JP, and good hustle, but the ump calls him out, and that looked pretty close, but I assume he was out. But we'll see if the Mariners challenge this or not. And it looks like he is out, and that is 1 away. No challenge there. All right, Alexander on the mound. Next up for him, for the Seattle Mariner lineup in the 9-hole, Colt Emerson. First pitch into Emerson for a strike. Four-seam fastball there by Tyler Alexander, 0-1 count. We got 3 innings left to try to just scratch and claw our way back into this game. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Alexander to Emerson. So I went through all of the beats that we haven't really played in quite some time, and it definitely was refreshing to hear those. And we'll definitely add those to the rotation moving forward. Might as well, since I have them in the bucket, so instead of just using my 10 or 12 favorite ones. So Mariners challenge. And the call is confirmed on the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 7th, 3-1 Texas. One-two pitch popped up and out of play. Some of the beats, when I hear them like this one, it kind of reminds me of like Severance, if you are familiar with that show on Apple TV Plus. You know, he definitely has a certain type of vibe with certain beats that he makes, for sure. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 7th, 3-1 Rangers. Pitch is low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Alexander to Colt Emerson. Come on, Colt. Three-two pitch. And Emerson with a little blooper that skates through. Let's go. There we go, baby. Nice job there by Colt Emerson, who's been seeing the baseball a little bit better in the last few days. Good job. Next up, 1 for 3 with a run. Second baseman, Cole Clutch Young. On deck is Julio Rodriguez. And if Cole can homer here to get it to 3-3, we're right back in business. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. Come on, Cole. First pitch is low and away. 1-0 count. Got to take advantage here with the top of the order. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. And if we can just get a meltdown by Alexander, we can get back in this game. You know, no matter how bad things look, as long as you're not down by more than 5 runs, the Mariners can typically come back. But, you know, obviously we know the pitching and hitting woes have, you know, hit a breaking point. 2-0 pitch. And Young with a dribbler up the middle. Let's go. Back-to-back hits by Emerson and Young. The CNC Factory are doing everything they can to help the Mariners come back. Great job there by my favorite player, Cole Clutch Young. Let's go. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, Julio. This is your time to shine. I mean, we've already had runners at first and second twice and scored nothing. We can't do it again. You know, obviously we don't deserve to win if we can't cash in, you know, at certain points. And I get it. You know, there are a lot of teams that, you know, end up having runners on board and then they can't cash in. You know, they leave them stranded. And I know we don't really see the ball or hit the ball very well lately, but, you know, we've already had 2 opportunities with runners at first and second and got nothing. We can't have, you know, anything like that happen here. And we have another pitching change. But we do have Julio Rodriguez in the box, and Wynn is coming in. Cole Wynn, and hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of Cole. All right, Cole Wynn, the righty, is coming in to go against Julio Rodriguez. And, you know, no matter how depressing it feels, you know, sometimes watching this team, you know, all it takes is really the opponent to have a meltdown, and then you can get right back in it. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily need to be, you know, the Mariner bats all of a sudden just get super hot. Sometimes it's just the pitching is bad, and then you can find a way to kind of crawl back into the game. And then eventually when the pitching ends up having a meltdown. Maybe someone gets hit, maybe you get a walk, and then all of a sudden, unless you're lucky enough to get back-to-back singles like we did with Emerson and Young, but that's not always the case. And then eventually you get that batter that comes up and then can rip one, and all of a sudden, that feeling of being down and out of luck, all of a sudden you have a lead or you're tied, and hopefully Julio can come up big here with this at-bat. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And first pitch to Julio. Pops up into shallow center and caught. And that is 2 away. And that's a problem with Julio. Work the count. Especially when you got runners at first and second. Why the hell are you swinging at the first pitch? That's like Julio from the first couple years in his career. You have to be able to adjust and learn, and again, for someone that is as talented as Julio Rodriguez, that was a wasted at bat. He should have worked the count, get to pitch 4, pitch 5, pitch 6, and maybe you get an RBI or a home run or maybe even a walk. But if you're just going to swing at the first pitch and pop out, there's no opportunity to get the pitch count up, or to get that special pitch that could be something. Next up is Dominic Canzone. Young number 1 on the team with RBIs, which is fantastic in his sophomore season. Randy, Julio, and Dom after him. 1-0 pitch from Cole Winn to Dominic Canzone. A Dom bomb would be exactly what we need here, but that might be asking too much from the sports gods, just based on how things have gone lately, but you can always ask. 2 balls and no strikes from Winn to Canzone. Oh my God, hard hit ball, deep right field. Gone! Let's go! Let's go! I guess the sports gods were listening. They said, well, you can ask, and I guess they delivered. Big 3-run jack, Dominic Canzone, 4-3 Mariners. And again, no matter how bad things look, you always have to have that blind belief, just like Blue Jay said. Let's go! A fucking no-doubter. What a bomb. Let's go. Great job for Dom, making up for that weak Julio at bat. And that was huge. And hopefully that'll end up helping us win this game and maybe bringing us some good momentum of winning tomorrow. We haven't had a whole lot to cheer about. Let's be real, right? We haven't had a whole lot to cheer about lately. And that was fucking huge. Next up is Randy Arozarena, hard hit ball. Back. Gone! Randy Arozarena, are you kidding me? Back to back. Let's go! I wasn't even done celebrating the Dom home run. Let's fucking go! Unbelievable. I mean, I wanted to soak in that Dom bomb, and Randy said, well, I guess I'll join the home run party. When's the last time that we hit back-to-back homers? It seems like months ago. Holy hell. And after getting our ass kicked this whole game, just like that, it takes one pitcher to have a meltdown. I guess I tried to talk into existence for us, but that even exceeded my expectations. Let's go. 5-3 Mariners. After it looked like, oh God, the same thing over and over, just getting beat up, and then, a little bit of that Soto mojo and that Mariner magic. Thank you, sports gods. I mean, it's, you got to ask sometimes, when things are going bad, just for a little bit of help. And the sports gods delivered. Thank you. Dom and Randy going back to back. And I'm not talking Drake. Let's go. Beautiful. Next up is Josh Naylor. Big swing and a miss there on a 1-1 pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. with nobody on and 2 outs, top of the 7th, 5-3 Mariners. And that's all we've been waiting for, is just one, pitcher to have a fucking meltdown. And we haven't been able to get one, lately. And we finally did. Thank you so much, Cole Winn, for shitting the bed and giving up back-to-back homers there for Dominic Canzone. And not only that, the Dom Bomb was a 3-run jack. And that was huge to have those 2 guys on. So unbelievable. And it shows, if you can get on with Colt Emerson and Cole Young, even though they're young, they are making a difference. Unbelievable. I mean, if there was ever a time we needed those, and the Randy home run is very significant too, because let's be honest, when we have a 1-run lead, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to hang on to it. But getting that extra home run, by Randy is huge. And now they're looking at Naylor. And hopefully Naylor's not hurt. The last thing that we need is a fucking injury. We've already had enough of those, right? Kind of a wild swing there by Naylor. And after a terrible at-bat by Julio, Canzone and Randy get the job done. Bricks and joysticks in the building. Let's go! Nice job by Dom. Great job by Randy. 1-2 pitch, fouled off towards first base. And again, it's, baseball's one of those things, it's so easy, like in life, to get negative and to get kind of depressed, but again, you just got to be able to have that faith that no matter how bad things are going, with the talent level of the players that we have, even though our manager may not be the brightest, that eventually a blind squirrel will get a nut. And thankfully we ended up getting 2 with the Dom Bomb, a 3-run jack, but you got to salute Colt Emerson and Cole Young for getting on base. Otherwise, the game may end up being tied instead of us having a 2-run lead. Huge. 1-2 pitch, hard hit ball towards first. And this was a must-win game for us. We're 2.5 games back. We're in 3rd place, which is not something that we're in familiar territory with. And hopefully we can win this game, and that'll carry over the Uncle Mo and the momentum to hopefully win tomorrow. 1-2 pitch, and fouled off towards first. And we are going to be having another early 11:30 a.m. start tomorrow on Monday, which is not necessarily ideal, but, hopefully we can end up feeding off this momentum that Dom and Randy, Cole Young, and Colt Emerson have provided here recently. That's Soto Mojo, baby. And again, we're the most home run dependent team that I mentioned earlier, right? When we don't homer, we don't win. When we homer, we win. It's kind of as simple as that. And then what did I say? 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And we got 2 home runs. We're at 5 runs, 11 hits. So when we play like this, even though it didn't look very good early, besides the 1 run that we ended up getting in the 3rd by Julio and Cole Young with that triple by Young, and then Julio with that blooper, that was more the Ranger players just missing the baseball. And we got a little lucky getting that first run. But there was no luck with that Dom Bomb and that Randy Arozarena blast to give us the 5-3 lead. Let's go. Huge. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th. And we got to be able to keep this lead and hopefully add on to it. Next up, 0 for 2 in the 8-hole, 3rd baseman Josh Smith. Batting second in the 9-hole, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Elias Diaz. And batting third, leadoff hitter, DHing 1 for 3 with a run, Jack Peterson. Right ends up, let's go Ems. And we'll see if Gabe Spire comes out after pitching 9 pitches. We assume that he'll be back out. $23 subs to go to 24,500. We're at 20 on the dono train, 80 to go. We'll see if we get a few people to help out besides Sean today, who is our MVP and has been on most days. And let's see where we're at on the likes. After a monster inning of scoring 4 runs, I mean, when's the last time that happened for us? It's been a long time. And we're at 111 likes, 89 to 200. Let's go. And once we get Brandon Donovan back in the lineup, and then obviously Vargas, Criswell, and Brash in August, then we should be able to take our game to a whole nother level. But a fucking huge 3-run blast by Dom, and a home run after that by Randy Rosarena. And it's not like we, homer back-to-back often. I mean, it feels like we've only done it a couple times this year, and in a game against our rival, and we've already got our ass kicked in our first 2 games. We needed that more than ever, more than words can express. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And again, we did have runners at first and second twice today and got nothing. We couldn't have that happen again. And after Julio, flied out on the first pitch, I was like, oh God, again? But thankfully Dom and Randy saved us. All right, Foscue is coming in. Justin Foscue. All right, Gabe is back out there. First pitch is high and inside with a 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Spire to Foscue. Call is being challenged. And it is a strike. Nice job there by Gabe Spire. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-3 Mariners. One-two pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Spire to Foscue. Man, we haven't had excitement like that in a long time. I mean, I was already excited for the Dom bomb. That was already more than enough. A 3-run bomb. Are you kidding me? Hell, I would have been happy with a solo dinger. But again, to be able to capitalize and get 4 runs after being down 3-1, beautiful thing. And Spire mows down Foscue, and that is 1 away. Next up is Elias Diaz. First pitch, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. On deck is Jock Peterson. And it looks like we've regained the Uncle Mo and the momentum, and we don't want to give it back. 0-1 pitch. Pop behind the plate and foul. No balls and 2 strikes from Spire to Diaz, and that'll teach the Rangers color commentators and the announce team over there in Texas, acting like the game was already over. They already won the first 2 games and whatnot, but obviously when you're in first place and the Astros and the Mariners are behind you, they want to get a little cocky and whatnot, and thankfully Dom and Randy put them in their place. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Diaz, and that is 2 up and 2 down. Good job here by Gabe Spire. And as everyone knows, it's not over until it's over. I mean, we've, been in that position when we've been down and come back, but we've also been in a position where we've been up and we've blown the game, and we've seen that with our bullpen in the past as well. So Rangers announcers should have known better. First pitch into Jock Peterson is in there for a strike. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. High and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, 5-3 Seattle. One pitch from Spire, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike from Spire to Peterson. And if Dan was smart, even though Ferrer has been a little wild lately, that would probably be the guy that you would want to come in after Spire. But who knows where he'll go. Little slow dribbler, throw to first, and that is out number 3. Good defense there by Seattle. 4 up and 4 down for Gabe Spire, and that's not always the case. Good job there by Cole Young. End of the 7th inning, 5-3 Mariners, and let's see if we can add on one more run. Obviously if we get more than one, that would be great, but again, we just got to be able to see if we can add on as many as possible to make sure that we can guarantee that we get this win today. Next up, 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And the thing is, when the Mariners hit 1 home run, it leads to 2. But when we have 2 home runs, sometimes it leads to that 3rd and that 4th home run. So that would be awesome if we could end up having that happen here in the 8th or the 9th or both. And then filling in for Luke Raley, we saw Weston Wilson. And then now Weston Wilson is going to get replaced by Victor Robles. So we got to get the Robles photo. We went from Raley to Wilson, and now we're going to go with Victor. So we're going to go Cal, Victor, JP. And I wouldn't mind if Robles drops a bunt down. That could help. And then JP Crawford is 0 for 3 with a K after getting 2 hits yesterday and his first game back after missing 4 games. Maybe this will be the inning JP can, make something happen. We're hoping. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, we're at 112 likes. Jack in the building. What's good? Yeah, Robles is one of the better bunters on the team. I would agree with that as well. Peoples on the mound, Cal Raleigh in the box, and a big 4-run inning in the 7th after being down 3-1. 3-run bomb by Dominic Canzone after Colt Emerson and Cole Young got singles to help out the cause. Dom brings them home with a Dom bomb. And then right after that, first pitch, Randy Arosarena ends up hitting a home run, also going back to back. And we're not talking Drake. And we now have a 5-3 lead. No balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. O2 pitch, check swing. Did he go? And he did not. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 8th, 5-3 Seattle. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. White Sox 12, Houston 3. I love that. Ooh, and Cal gets hit in the lower back. I hope he's okay. I don't know. That almost looked like it was on purpose there. We've already had plenty of injuries. The last thing that we need is for a guy to get hit by a pitch and have another one. But Cal is tough, and he's at first. Taking that on the dumper, lower back area. Next up is Victor Robles. Now, Mooney will not go 2 innings. So again, it would be smart probably to go Ferrer and then Mooney. But Ferrer has been a little shaky lately. But I think I would hope that he can feed off the momentum of what happened today and actually pitch good rather than having a meltdown. But he hasn't been painting the corners very well, and he's been, throwing a lot more balls and strikes lately. So it's a little concerning, but you have to assume you would go that route. Robles on a 1-0 pitch and a blooper by Victor Robles. And runners at first and second. And our luck continues here with Peoples on the mound. Let's go. I mean, Mooney has been the most trustworthy guy that we have, but obviously we want to make sure we keep him in his same routine. Last 12, 13 appearances have been lights out. All right, next up is J.P. Crawford with runners at first and second and no outs, and it can show you how things can drastically change in a game after you get beat up for 6 innings, and then all of a sudden you're just waiting for a meltdown by a pitcher or two, and if you can get it, good things can happen. Double play, throw to first, and got him. Cal Raleigh scampers to third, though, with 2 outs. And now let's see if Colt Emerson can get a single, and then we can make this a 6-3 game. And you have to assume if we can make it 6-3, it's not going to be a 100% guarantee win, because, we've had meltdowns before, but it definitely will give us a little bit more confidence being up by 3 rather than 2. Let's go, Colt. First pitch is low and away. Slider, 88 miles an hour, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch. Emerson. Throw to first. Good hustle by Colt, but just not in time. But I like the hustle and the effort. And Colt has really been seeing the baseball, quite a bit better. He still needs to be a little bit more patient in the box, like Cole Young. He'll learn. He's in his rookie season. And I do believe Colt Emerson is going to have a huge jump in his game next season, just like Cole did for us this year. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 8th and then see who's up next year for the Rangers. 5 runs, 12 hits for the Mariners today. That's what I'm talking about. We need to be able to be on this kind of level more often. Next up, 1 for 3, left fielder Wyatt Langford. Batting second, 0 for 2 with an RBI, shortstop Ezekiel Duran. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run, right fielder Brandon Nimmo. And honestly, some of our hard hit balls were robbed by Nicky Lopez and a few others. So honestly, we could have 15 hits today. Lopez has robbed 2 or 3, singles and doubles that if he just wasn't in the right place in the right time, instead of getting outs, we could have been at 13, 14, 15 hits today. Facts. Same thing with Langford robbing Cole Young in deep left field a few innings ago as well. And they send Davila for Hoppy. So they made that swap this morning. And I don't know if that's really the right move, but we will see who comes in here. I assume it will be Ferrer. It's Bizzardo. Why is Bizzardo coming in? Bizzardo has had meltdowns in his last 2 appearances. What are we doing? Are we trying to let them come back into the game? What are we doing? Dan Wilson does not know how to manage this team whatsoever. Jesus. Bizzardo has had meltdowns in the last 2 appearances, giving up RBIs or home runs or both. All right, hold your breath, Mariner fans. If it works out, first pitch into Langford is a ball with a sweeper, 1-0 count. Dan's awareness level in baseball is like 0. 1-0 pitch popped up and out of play. And hopefully the defense can make up, for whatever Bizzardo ends up doing here. I mean, I don't expect him to get any strikeout, but hopefully we get some cheap pop-ups and ground ball outs. We're going to need them. But I don't like this decision at all, by bringing in Bizzardo. He's already had 2 really bad meltdowns. One just a couple days ago that made us lose when we had a 3-3 tie and we ended up losing 5-4. 1-1 pitch popped up. A little cheap pop-up. I'll take it. Naylor is there, and that is 1 away. Bailing out Edward Bizzardo. Ranger fans bitching about their manager who's a billion times better than Dan Wilson. Get out of here. You already won the first 2 games. What are you bitching and moaning about? You're in first place. We're in fucking third. Relax. That's when the greed level, takes over for some of these fans. First pitch is high and away with a sweeper, 83 miles an hour, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Duran. Bottom of the 8th with nobody on and 1 out, and hopefully Bizzardo plays well here. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Bizzardo to Duran. 1-2 pitch, pop behind the plate and out of play. Count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes from Bizzardo to Duran. One-two pitch, popped up and out of play. Sinker at 96 miles an hour, right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3 Mariners after getting beat down for 6 innings. We got a big 4-run inning in the 7th, a 3-run jack by Dom and a solo dinger by Randy on the first pitch later. Hard hit ball, deep left field, back, gone. And the Edward Bizzardo curse continues. Dan Wilson has no idea how to manage, period. And just like that, 5-3 turns into 5-4. I mean, how many times are you going to put in a guy that's pitching shitty, and then now you're putting him in after having 2 meltdowns, and now he has a 3rd? I mean, I can't wait for the day until we fire Dan Wilson and Jerry Dipoto. Fucking terrible, dude. You have Jose Ferrer, you have other options, but you go with the guy that has given up home runs and RBIs in his last 2 outings. And as recently as a couple days ago in game number 1. Ridiculous. And now we got Brandon Nimmo up. And imagine if Randy didn't hit that homer, we probably would lose this game. So that Randy homer was, going to be definitely very, very helpful. But if we're not careful here, it's going to turn into 5-5. And I knew this was a bad decision. I mean, how many bad games in a row do you have to realize that maybe you should put someone else in when the game is on the line? When things have not been going our way, where we desperately need a win, and then you bring in the worst possible option. Pitch fouled off and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes from Bizzardo to Nimmo. And I really don't think that, he really, manages the game in front of him. He manages the game, in the future. Big swing and a miss, and thankfully we get out Nimmo, and that is 2 away. You got to be able to manage what's in front of you, not thinking 5 games down the road or thinking about the Dodger series on how you need to manage the bullpen for that. You need to be able to look directly in front of you and also reflect on what's happened recently. And awareness level 0 to 100, Dan Wilson is a fucking 0. First pitch from Bizzardo to Berger, fouls that one off, 0-1 count. Yep. Brash, even Criswell or Vargas, I wouldn't mind, being able to have those, guys be accessible. Not having those three guys has, prevented us of, being 5 to 10 games above 500. We never have had 3 starters out in the bullpen ever. I've never seen this many injuries, but the bullpen is going to win or lose you more games, and the guys that we're supposed to trust are untrustworthy, and then you got AAA guys for the rest, and that's a nightmare. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, but I don't really trust Bizzardo, Ferrer, or Spire day in and day out. I'm glad that Spire ended up retiring 4 batters. That was pleasant, but Bizzardo, giving the home run up again. And now we need to get this last out to hang on to this 1-run lead. 0-2 pitch, a little foul tip there by Berger. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, 5-4 Seattle. Paisley is good. She's sleeping on the bed, snuggled up. I'm going to take a quick peek to see what's happening with her in a moment. Big swing and a miss, and Bizzardo gets the big strikeout at the end. But again, by not being able to hang on to a 2-run lead, now we just got to hope, if we end up adding on, hopefully a run here to get that run back. And if we bring in Mooney, we know that he does better with a 2-run lead rather than a 1-run lead or the game tied. But, in the last 12 or 13 starts for Mooney, he's been the most trustworthy guy we have in the pen by far. So let's see if we can get the job done here. I mean, it sounds like the teams that could most likely land Mason Miller, are going to be the Rays, the Yankees, and the Mariners. And if we had to give up Hancock and a bullpen pitcher, like Rucker to get Mason Miller, I would definitely do that in a heartbeat. We need help. Obviously, if we can get Seiya Suzuki, I would love that as well. Getting a player that can play, offense and defense and a right-handed bat. And then obviously you have, a few other options for other third basemen for depth, just in case JP and, Brandon Donovan get hurt and whatnot. But let's see how this goes here. And hopefully we can add on and make up for that home run that Bizzardo gave up to Ezekiel Duran. All right, next up, 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Had a triple earlier today. A very productive day, Cole Clutch Young. Batting second, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Don't fucking swing on the first pitch. Work the count. And batting third, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a big 3-run blast to give us that lead, Dominic Canzone. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. Yeah, France is having a great year. He kind of had a rebirth in his career in San Diego. One plus home run, we're 8th with our winning percentage. But when we don't hit a home run, 28th. I got 8 wins, 29 losses, and we are the most home run dependent team in baseball. That's kind of crazy. Even just one solo dinger, makes such a difference with this ball club with momentum. All right, first pitch from Gray to Cole Young, takes a strike looking high and away, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees with that slider missing to Cole Clutch Young. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gray to Young. And I'm really excited for Brendan Donovan to be back during that Dodger series. And hopefully he doesn't have any more, mishaps the rest of the year, because we're going to need him, his bat and his defense at third. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gray to Young. But it sounds like Castillo and Hancock, could potentially be, on the, position to be moved. And, having Mooney and Mason Miller could be huge. 1-2 pitch, popped up. Shallow left. Oh! And they run into each other, but they don't drop the ball. And that was like the Toronto Blue Jays all over again in that playoff series a few years ago. And thankfully, it looks like nobody is hurt, even though they did collide into each other there. And that's why communication is so important in baseball. And Ezekiel Duran making the catch. Langford should have got out of the way, but next up is Julio Rodriguez. First pitch from Gray to Julio, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Change up 83 miles an hour there by Gray. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Seattle. Oh, 2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gray to Rodriguez. Yeah, I got a Randy Johnson bobblehead that has Dan Wilson attached, and obviously I enjoy Dan as a player, but as a manager, it's completely different. 1-2 pitch, low and away, and that's the only Dan Wilson memorabilia that I have. But really, the only reason I have it is because it's a Randy Johnson bobble, and it just so happens it's paired up with Dan Wilson. So 2-2 pitch to Julio. And a hard hit ball into left and foul. Two pitch, high and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Seattle. I mean, we were all hoping that we got something a little bit different than Scott Service, but Dan is a clone of Scott. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And Julio gets hit. See what happens? When you actually work the count and you don't swing at the first pitch. Now, I don't want guys to get hit and get hurt. But as long as it just kind of bounces off of them and they're okay, maybe it ends up giving them a little strawberry and a little bruise. But again, you end up having an elbow pad on there for a reason, and Julio ends up going to first. Next up is Dominic Canzone. See if we can get another Dom bomb. We haven't had a multi-homer game from a Mariner in a minute. But Dom and Randy being heroes today for sure. But you also got to give Colt Emerson and Cole Young credit, to get on base for Dom to hit the 3-run blast. Because if it's just solo dingers, by Dom and by Randy, we probably don't win this game. 0-1 pitch. And that's fouled back behind the plate. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Seattle. And if we can just find a way to get 1 more run to give Mooney that comfort to have that 2-run lead rather than a 1-run lead would be huge. Oh, 2 pitch. And Dom fouls that one behind the plate again. Out of play. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Mariners. Tridents up. And after getting beat up 3-1 for 6 innings, had a monster 4-run inning in the 7th. 3-run jack by Dom, solo dinger by Randy, back to back. And now we have a 5-4 lead. Even though we were up 5-3, and then Bizzardo gives up a home run to Duran, which was unacceptable, but that Randy home run is really going to come in handy, and I knew it would. The only guy that we can trust in the bullpen is Mooney, as of late. 0-2 pitch, fouled off towards first base and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, runner at first with 1 out. Gray on the mound, Canzone in the box. Oh, 2 pitch, hard hit ball, deep right field. Let's go, 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 go. Run, Julio, run, run. Let's go! And a big RBI by Dominic Canzone. You ask for a run, you get a run. 6-4 M's. We want to win this, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Dom Bomb with a really hard hit ball into deep right field. And Julio scoring. 6-4 Seattle. And that's exactly what we needed. You know, we want Mooney to be comfortable, not to feel like so much pressure on his shoulders. And at this point, now we're up 2. Let's see if we can get one more. You know, I don't think that's too much to ask, you know, obviously with 1 out. Next up is Randy Arozarena. Let's go. And that's why, you know, no matter how depressing it gets, no matter how bad we're getting blasted, you know, as long as it's less than 5 runs, we always have a chance. You know, we just have way too much talent on this team to fail over and over and over. Eventually, you know, good things will happen. And today it happened, finally. 2-0 pitch, low and away. Now, I still would like some more patient at-bats, you know, and we haven't bunted today, you know, but again, with all that being said, you know, I'll take what we have put on the field, you know, performance-wise. Great job by the Mariners today. Being resilient. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking. Right down the middle, 4-seam fastball, 92 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at second and 1 out. And we got to add on as many as we can. 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Randy, right down the middle. Slider, 86 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. And Randy with a blue blooper into shallow center. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Randy on fire. Dom on fire. Half of the team on fire. Let's go. Nice job, Randy. And obviously, they're both feeding off the momentum off their home runs in the previous 7th inning. Great job here by Randy and Dom doing it again. And it may not be home runs, but obviously just as significant. Next up, 2 for 4 with a K. Started off his day 2 for 2. First baseman Josh Naylor. Now we got runners at first and third with 1 out. And it feels great to be the team that's putting the pressure on rather than the team that's getting fucking blasted over and over and over again, which we have been lately. So, you know, it feels good for the tables to be turned finally here this early afternoon. We got Josh Naylor in the box. We got Cal Raleigh on deck. We got Shark Week starting on in a couple hours. We got Walking Dead, Dead City starting as well. I got plenty of things to be excited about besides the Mariners here tonight. Another AEW pay-per-view also. My afternoon with Paisley is going to be jam-packed with Sharks, Walking Dead zombies, and maybe a little bit of wrestling. And obviously a nice victory walk for me and Paisley if we can hang on to this win. See if Naylor can give us some of that Soto mojo. And Kirby had a really productive last start, if you remember. So that's exactly who we would want on the mound for us tomorrow to try to even up the series if we win today. And Naylor with a little dribbler, could be a double play, throw to first, and double play secured, but not after we end up getting the run that we desperately asked for and we got. And we got Mooney coming up, and let's shut the door down and get this 6-4 victory. All right, baby. And Mooney has been fantastic in his last, 12, 13 outings. Again, I didn't know if he was going to be able to turn his season around. I mean, he was used to be top 5, top 10 closer in baseball. And then at the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year, he was bottom 5, bottom 10 in baseball with an ERA of 5 or 6 and has really turned his season around. I mean, there's even been a few outings where he didn't even throw a fucking ball. So I'm really hoping that we can get that lights out version here of Mooney, but we do have a 2-run lead. And usually with Mooney, with a 2-run lead and above, we'll end up being lights out. But the magic number to be able to look out for is the first 7 pitches. The first 7 pitches will determine if Mooney is on or if he's off. And hopefully he will be on because we desperately need this victory. Next up for the Rangers, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a base on ball and a K. Center fielder Evan Carter. Batting second, 1 for 3. Second baseman Nicky Lopez, and batting third in the 8-hole, third baseman Josh Smith. Trident's up. Let's go M's. $23 subs to go. Do 24,500. We're at 20 on the dono train. 80 to go. Gained another sub moments ago. Appreciate you. 22 subs to go. Do 24,500. And Mooney hasn't pitched in 6 days, but hopefully that will not be an issue. It looks like he's got a pitch comm issue. Hopefully they'll get that fixed. All right, we're at 126 likes. First pitch is high and away with a 4-seam fastball, 1-0 count. Come on, Mooney. 99-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball on pitch number 1. 1-0 pitch. High and away, but it looks like painting just the corner. Carter disagrees, and it looks like it was outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Mooney to Carter. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, triple digits, hitting 100. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Mooney to Carter. And I really hope that they do, pull the trigger on Mason Miller. I would not want to see Miller on the Rays or the Yankees. If we can get Mason Miller in Seattle, that would be huge. Him and Mooney would be a dynamic duo, just like when we had Sewald and Mooney a couple years ago. But this would even be on a higher level, considering how good Mason Miller has been in recent years. Pitch is high and away. Changeup missing, 92 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Evan Carter. 2-2 pitch. Got him! 4-seam fastball hitting triple digits. 101. Sit up and sit down. 1 away. That's what I'm talking about. Nice job there by Andres Munoz. Next up, in the 7-hole, second baseman Nicky Lopez. On deck is Josh Smith. Let's go, Mooney. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. Bottom of the 9th inning, Mariners up 6-4 after being down 3-1 for 6 innings. And we ended up scoring 5 runs, 4 in the 7th, 1 in the 9th. What a comeback. 1-0 pitch, hard hit ball, deep left field, fading out of play. 4-seam fastball hitting triple digits again on back-to-back pitches. 1 ball and 1 strike from Mooney to Lopez. 1-1 pitch, hard hit ball towards third base and just foul. Another 4-seam fastball, triple digits again. And you got to remember, Mooney hasn't pitched in 6 days. So there's going to be a little bit of rust, but again, we just want to make sure that we win this game. And it would be nice if he didn't even give up a run, and he's been pretty spectacular in the last 12 or 13 starts. Much, much better than what he was at the beginning of the year when he was one of the worst closers in baseball. Now getting back to what we know and we love. Someone that we can rely on for the most part. Pitches high and away, slider 85 miles an hour, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Mooney to Lopez. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. Great job there by Mooney. And agreed, TJ. First 7 looked good. Was there a few balls that were, 100 miles an hour outside a little bit? Yeah. But again, getting the 2 outs is much better than, hitting the first 2 guys or giving up singles back to back or giving up a single and a home run. Great job, Mooney. And now Osuna is coming in to pinch hit. First pitch fouled off, 0-1 count. Paisley's coming in here to watch the victory, if we can hang on. Oh, 1 pitch, popped up and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes from Mooney to Osuna. Paisley wants some head scratches right now. 1 more strike. Let's go, baby. 0-2 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Mooney to Osuna. And that is a strike swinging slider as Paisley makes an appearance. And that is the ball game, folks. Let's go. Great job there by Andres Munoz. And again, after being down 3-1, finding a way to come back. Again, fantastic win. One of the best wins of the season. Honestly, fantastic. Now let's go over the stats for both teams. And Paisley's missing her dad. She wants food. And we're going to have an early morning broadcast tomorrow. Obviously, 11:35, same time, same place. Which isn't really ideal for a Monday game, but that's just what it is. Now, let's go over the stats here quickly for both teams. Final score, Mariners 6, Rangers 4. Very, very satisfying win. Jock Peterson 1 for 4 with a run. And basically normally would let me, hold her and whatnot. Back when she was a little bit younger, I could hold her, on screen and she'd be on there for a minute or two. But, as she's getting a little bit older now, when she has her mind, fed up and or made up of something, sometimes she wants to kind of squirm out of my hands. So at least when we're working here. 1 for 4 for Wyatt Langford. Ezekiel Duran, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a home run. Brandon Nimmo, 1 for 4 with a run. Jake Berger, 0 for 3 with a run. Evan Carter, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Nicky Lopez, 1 for 4 with an RBI. And Josh Smith, 0 for 2. And Elias Diaz, 0 for 3. And let's go with the Mariners. Cole Young, 2 for 5 with 2 runs. Great job, Cole Clutch Young. Julio Rodriguez, 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run. Good job, Julio. Dominic Canzone, the hero, 3 for 5 with a 4 RBI day and a home run. Huge. Randy Arosarena, a great day, 3 for 5 with an RBI and a home run. Back to back. Josh Naylor, 2 for 5, starting off his day, 2 for 2. Cal Raleigh, 1 for 3. Luke Rayleigh, 0 for 2. JP Crawford, after getting 2 hits yesterday, going 0 for 4. And then Colt Emerson going 1 for 4 with a run. Trident's up. Let's go M's. And we have to be very thankful, for Dominic Canzone and Randy Arosarena, for doing what they did. If they weren't able to do what they did, and then Dom at the very end getting that double to right, scoring Julio, Dom coming up big with a 4 RBI day. And again, it feels good to be on that side of the victory table. Let's go. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Final score, Mariners 6, Rangers 4. Again, lots of things to watch. AEW for wrestling fans has got a pay-per-view in a couple hours. Shark Week is debuting tonight on Discovery Channel for a whole week. It's going to be amazing. And then if you're a fan of Walking Dead, Dead City with Negan, obviously is going to get going here. If you have the app, it's already live. If not, if you have cable, it'll be on in a couple hours. So sharks, zombies, wrestling, baseball, you name it, we got it. And again, a great victory here for the Mariners. Final score, Mariners 6, Rangers 4. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Tridents up and go Mariners.